We're at a half house with a lot of people. If you can follow me, come here.
So they chose this particular class to be able to practice on their public speaking as well as be able to practice on the things in which they learned through the YG Institute. And but before they go up, we're still going to talk a little bit about the lesson, so that's what we're going to do now, which is roadblocks in transition. And so we're on page 20. We're on page 20. Where it talks about roadblocks in transition. So one of the things that happens in regards to someone or anybody trying to make a transition or change is that particularly those that are returning back into the community, oftentimes we have to understand the temptation and circumstances are going to arise, which will perhaps try to pull us back or pull someone back into a situation whereas they didn't necessarily want to go into. Therefore, the point that we're making today on page 20 is that there are two things that can cause the individual from not being successful in their transition. One of the things it talks about is resentment, and the other is risky thoughts. So the first one, resentment, in regards to our lesson, deals with the thought of realistically just the inability to be able to forgive, right? The inability to be able to forgive. No longer have the inability to let go of a grudge, or even more so a disappointment. And believe it or not, a lot of people that are transitioning from, let's say, prison to the community, if they're not careful, they can find themselves in a position where they can be driven by anger. I'm going to get him back, I'm going to get them back. Not necessarily trying to do something positive, but they're trying to get back at a person. So this resentment, which is the first thing it says, in essence, as you make your transition from prison to the community, you will encounter roadblocks along the way that can threaten your success. Two roadblocks in particular that may be obstacles are risky thoughts and resentments. So the first one, resentment, says holding on to resentments works against your efforts to make positive lifestyle change. Resentments can form when things don't go your way, or you believe you have been wrong, whether your resentments are based on facts or false belief makes no difference. Any resentment is a roadblock that threatens your transition, goals. Nursing a grudge prevents you from maintaining emotional balance and enjoying healthy relationships. Resentments also undermine positive attitudes such as responsibility and gratitude. So do any of you feel as if you may have a resentment? Do you feel like there's something that continues to bother you, and you feel like when you go in the community, if you're not careful, you may retaliate or you may do something that may be not good? Anybody can think of anything that you may be dealing with?
Resentment ain't got to be a bad thing, right?
Oh, yeah, based upon the definition, it's a bad thing. You're holding a grudge. Why can't you let the grudge go?
But you can do good things out of resentment. Keep that
Most of the time,
away from it.
most of the time people don't do good things off resentment. And the reason I'm saying that is because the resentment is, by definition, is them holding on to it so bad they want to do something to the person that could be harmful. Like, here's another example. Sometimes individuals are in a place whereas, believe it or not, I have a friend right now who goes to therapy, and he's about my age, and he just realized he had to go to therapy because the life that he's been living, not a bad life, but his actions have been a byproduct of an absent father. Because his father wasn't there, he made some decisions to try to prove the absent father, I guess, wrong or whatever it is. And so those that are going back into the community have to understand that, okay, the police, he didn't do the right thing. The judge didn't make the right decision. The attorney didn't fight the battle like I thought he should, or my family, in essence, wasn't there like I need them to be there. At this point in time, there's nothing you can do about that. At this point in time, there's nothing you can really do. Where you going, sir? You got a book? Okay. Gentlemen, come on now. It's mad. It's only 10 minutes. So here it is. So resentment puts us in a position where if you're not able to move forward because something keep pulling you back. If somebody keep pulling me back, I hate them, I never love, I'll never do this again, I can't move forward. Somebody said in the class yesterday, sometimes relationships can be resentment. That she did me so wrong, I'll never get back in another relationship. Right? Or
resentment to the community because you can't get a job because you're failing, or you can't get a house because you're failing, and you got all these things holding you back, but everything because you're failing, you can just.
And so this is what I would say. You're not the first felon, nor you're going to be the last. And there have been individuals that have been able to overcome worse. And if you take that perspective, you'll be able to be greater than what you want to be or back where you want to be. It doesn't matter. Because it's very easy for me, just in general, to say nobody cares, nobody gonna help me, everybody against me. That's not hard for me to do. Not hard for anybody to do. It's not my fault, it's their fault. That's not hard to do. I would be successful, but my daddy wasn't there. I would be successful, but people keep stopping me. Okay. Obstacles comes. But the point of the matter as we move forward, and then we're gonna let the young people speak to you on what they want to say, is that ideally, oftentimes people can't move forward because they're too busy trying to get somebody back. Too busy trying to reestablish something that already been broken. And that's not going to work. Now I'm going to jump to another page, verse 21, and then in 2 or 3 minutes I'm done. Then the young people are going to come and say a couple of things, but say some strategies to help you let go of resentments includes acceptance. Like I said, at this point, it's not too much you can really do. To the degree where you already served your time. That's what I mean. Like you already have went through that, and now you have 6 months, 8 months, a year, whereas you're in a position where you're closer to the end versus the beginning. So the other thing is this: is that forgiveness. Because forgiveness is not necessarily for you, it's for the other person. Unforgiveness is like me drinking poison and I'm asking somebody else to die. Unforgiveness is like me drinking a glass of gasoline saying, I'm going to drink it, but I want you to die. Because animosity, if you don't know how to handle that, is going to cause you to struggle anyway. You're not going to want to push forward. You're going to have hate in your heart. You're going to be angry. Nobody can talk to you. Nobody can deal with you because nobody cares about me. And I'm the victim. I've always been the victim. You can cry that if you want to, but somewhere or another you got to push forward. Willingness, not overreacting, allowing time to pass, and then the last thing, putting yourself in the shoes of the other person. That's really the bottom line of it all. Being able to be in a position where you say, man, you know what? I've done wrong too. I'm not the perfect guy. People do me wrong. Sometimes it could be a reap what you sow type of thing. It could be that. I haven't always been right. I've stolen, I've lied. So why am I so upset because somebody lied to me? I've done the same thing. So in essence, I just need to try to be better. How can I be so innocent knowing that I'm not? That's really the bottom line. And quickly, before we close out, for the young people to come say something, is that second one, which is risky thoughts. Having the thought process saying, I want to do what I want to do, knowing I can't do it yet. That's risky thoughts. And most of the time, returning citizens have risky thoughts, particularly when they're at a halfway house like this, because, I'm so close, but I'm yet so far. I'm right over, I can see the cars, I can see the birds, but I'm still under BOP. I'm so close, but I'm so far. I feel like I'm free, but I'm really quote unquote not. I can go to work, come back, but I still got a call. Man, that's getting on my nerves, and I don't want to throw this phone, I don't want to escape and run away. Okay, that's so you can feel that, but please don't do it, because when somebody catches you, now you're in another place. You let your family down, you let your children down, you let the people that believe in you down, the people that have been waiting for you down, because you just don't know how to say no to yourself. I can't do that. I can't take it. I can't jump over the fence. That's risky thoughts. I can't take this. I can't get upset when I lose my mind. You know, a gentleman just last week, and maybe you know him. 30 days left. Came back drunk. 30 days left. And right, I'm serious. 30 days left after doing 8 years. Came back drunk. Come on, man. You couldn't say no to the bottle for 30 more days. And now where he at? Well, the marshals can't pick them up. Don't you think his family disappointed? That's unfortunate. You got 30 days left, you did 8 years, and you couldn't say no to the bottle? That's tough, man. And if he want to be honest, he may say, you know what, it's not my fault, it's y'all fault. And so this is what I learned, I close it out, is that some people blame me for stuff, not here, but in general. Oh, I'm not serving God because the pastor didn't check on me. I don't come to church because you didn't call me to come to church. So they're blaming me for their lack of their walk with God. Imagine that. I would be more faithful to God, but you know, the pastor didn't check on me, so it's his fault I'm not a Christian, not mine. People do that. So my point of the matter, I'm making haste because we have some young people want to say something, simply this. You got to be able to realize the bird is going to fly over your head. You're going to have some risky thoughts, but don't let them lay a nest. Don't let them dwell. You're going to have a feeling, man, I hate this place. You can have that feeling all you want to. But just know how to handle your hate, know how to deal with it, know how to be strategic. You can have frustration about, man, I can't do what I want to do. You can have that. That's cool. We all have that in some capacity. But don't allow that mentality to cause you to do something that you will regret. We have a young lady here today who is the founder and the president of this institute to help these young people, who actually was a resident here. She was a resident here.
My name is Iraida Juanita. 12 and a half years I was sitting wherever you are right now. After completing an almost 11 years sentence. Yes, I was upset. I was angry. I used to fight a lot with Mr. Bell because he didn't let me go to home confinement, and with Michelle's and everybody. But I kept myself focused what I wanted. I wanted to be a mom and go back with my sons. And that kept me focused. Believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what the society around say, believe in yourself. Search your soul and find what are the reasons for you to be in this planet, and chase your dream. 12 and a half years. After that, I had earned an associate, a bachelor degree, a master, and a PhD almost there. What have come? Yes, difficulties. There were many times that I wanted to go back to prison because of the rejection around. There was one day that I sit about 3 blocks from here, just waiting for the marshals to pick me up because I didn't even want to come back here. But we all struggle in life, and we will survive because there is angels around. There is people always willing to help. Today is very exciting for me, not only that because I'm allowed to come here, but also because I have a lot of Jones people doing community hours and our organization that they do believe in you. Those Jones generation, they believe in second chances, and that's what I brought them here because they don't want to express that to you. And besides that, when I was here, the lawyer who hired me to worsen his offer with my ex-felon conviction, he is right here too, along with his wife. Now he's supporting all his family, like he believed in me, he gave me the trust. Yes, there is people around willing to help all us. There are some that are going to reject us, there are some that are not going to give us a job, but it doesn't matter. He not only gave me the job, he opened his door, and he went in front of the judge to fight for me to work as a paralegal because my probation officer didn't want me to work as a paralegal. He wanted me to work as a McDonald. And he had to do that. And he's here today along with his daughter, Sophia, that is going to tell a little bit here about her community hours. Believe in you. Believe in yourself. Search for your trains and keep going. The only possibilities are the ones that we only one see, nobody else. Okay, now I want to present you to Sofia Cava. She's going to tell you where she's coming from and a little bit by herself, that she believes in all you. So you have to believe in yourself. Go ahead, Sophia.
Hi, my name is Sophia Cava. I'm a student at St. Brennan High School. I'm here today with my brother Matthew Cava, my friend Daniel Macias. I'm here at the invitation of Virai Juanipa and YG Institute. And if I were in your position, I'd be asking, well, why did I volunteer in the first place? And I've been volunteering at YG Institute for about 2 months now for a simple reason. I believe in second chances, and I can only imagine the struggles and difficulties you're facing individually, and that's part of your journey. And I know that collectively we all hope for a better future and to just give back to our community in any way we can to accept each other. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Now we have Javier.
Hey guys, how are you guys? Well, my name is Claire Lopez. I'm a senior at Ronald Reagan Senior High. I came here with 2 of my classmates, Henry Noah and Maria Salazar. I just want to thank you guys for helping yourselves. I know how hard it can be to better yourself, to improve yourself, and to be the best version of yourself. It's hard, it's tough, it's exhausting, really. But I just want to thank Mrs. Juanipa to show us her mission, her personal mission, and the mission of YG Institute, which is to reestablish family and community bonds to those who are directly or indirectly affected by our judicial system. I also want to show my personal appreciation to the Riverside House for the betterment of our community. So thank you guys.
Mr. Cava.
Good evening. My name is Moises Cava. I'm the attorney that Ida was talking to you about. Okay? And you got to see some of my children, which is Sophia. My son Matthew is here as well. My wife is over there as well. So we're here in full force as a family to support you guys. All right? So you're going to hear a lot about change. You've heard it in some of the speeches here today, but you really need to analyze what change is. All right? Because change is a very ambiguous term. Are we talking about changing how we react towards our family? Are we talking about changing about how we view our life as an employer-employee relationship? Are we talking about spiritual change? What kind of change are we talking about? And my suggestion to you is if you really want to go in a different direction, a positive direction, that it involves change in all aspects of your life, not just one. You can't focus on, I want to get a job. You can't focus that I want to have a better relationship with my wife, my daughter, my kids, my spouse. You got to focus on the entire package because you are not just one aspect. You are multi-dimensional, all right? And the reason why you got here was not for any one particular reason. It was for many different reasons. So if you want to move forward in your life, you really need to re-examine yourselves and who you are, how you got here, what you want to be, and what you want to get long term. And collectively work on everything, because that's what's going to make a true change. 12 and a half years ago, Ida came to me asking for a job, all right? I didn't know her from Adams. And you talk here about, well, I think you said it, no one's going to offer me a job because I'm a felon. I'm going to have all these people looking at me differently. Yeah, you're right. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to look at you and say, you know what, these people don't deserve a chance. Okay? But you know what? The first thing that you need to do is accept responsibility for why you're here. Okay? Because nobody's here because they've been good. All right? But the good news is you can make mistakes. Okay? You can screw up. But every day you wake up is another opportunity in your life to change. It's that word again, to change and do better. And to refocus your energies and your life in a positive direction. When Ida came to me 12 and a half years ago, like I said, I didn't know her. But I saw something in her that I see in you guys. The possibility of being someone better than you are now. Okay? That possibility is what you need to show people. Because just like I'm here, just like my family's here, just like these kids are here for you, okay? There are other people going to give you that opportunity. But they have to see it in your eyes, in the way you act, okay? In the way you carry yourself, that it's true change. Because you can give me lip service all you want. I get it all the time. I've been an attorney for 34 years, okay? I've heard it all, seen it all, okay? Trust me, right? But it starts within you. And I'll give you a brief story, a war story, okay? It happened to me today. I have a case in federal court, right? My client is currently out on bond. I tell him the first thing, you're on bond. What can't you do on bond? You can't take drugs, right? Simple thing, right? Well, he took drugs, cocaine, marijuana. Goes to the probation officer and says, okay, did you take drugs? Oh, yeah. Why'd you take drugs? You didn't tell me that I couldn't take drugs. That was his justification. You didn't tell me. So then he comes to me and says, of course, they want to violate his bond now. So he says, well, but nobody told me. I go, someone has to tell you you can't do an illegal act? You don't know enough that you can't take cocaine or marijuana? That's a guy that's not assuming responsibility for his actions and always finding an excuse. All right? Excuses is what got you here. Okay? Responsibility, maturity, the desire to be better for your sake, for your family's sake, for the people that love you and care about you, that's what's going to get you out of here. All right? Until you don't assume that responsibility, you're willing to take those steps, you're bound to repeat them. Repeat the same mistakes. Okay? I am not unique in the world. There are plenty of people that are willing to give you guys an opportunity. Just like there are plenty of people that are willing to thumb their noses at you. But you know what? You can't dwell on that. You got to accept it and move on. The only way you can show someone that you are true with your feelings and your intentions and your desire to get better is by your actions. Okay? That's all it is. And every day you wake up is a new opportunity to be someone better. And that's how you have to view your life. Every day that you are blessed with life is an opportunity to be better than who you were the next day. And to erase all the past mistakes and start again. And that's what you need to focus on. And I promise you that if you do that, you will have a better life. You will have new opportunities. You'll have better relationships. Okay? It is easy to destroy. Easy to destroy. Hard to build. Hard to build. And the value of life is what's missing in today's society. Okay? I have an employee. I looked at him the other day. He's been shot 10 times. 10 times he got shot. Still alive, fortunately. You know what he got shot over? $20 that he had. Is that $20 is what his life meant to someone. Okay? Every one of you is important. Every one of you adds value to society, to your family, to your friends. Every one of you is needed. Okay? What you do with that, that's on you. That is entirely on you. And when you guys accept that and realize that, I think you're going to be positively, or you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how people are going to respond to you. So give yourselves the opportunity, okay? Start fresh. It's a new day. Your whole life's ahead of you. Forget about the past. Focus on the future. All right? Thank you for having me.
Ella es la que está detrás de la cámara, ella está detrás de escena. Y aquí tenemos a la que hizo todo esto posible. ¡Iraya! ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo se siente?
Muy bien, muy emocionada.
¿Cómo te sientes tú, Henry? Háblale a la cámara.
No, ¿yo por qué?
¿Cómo te sientes?
Diva.